I want to tell you something that nobody likes to hear. Something that the world around you tries very hard to hide. Every app on your phone promises shortcuts. Every advertisement promises instant results. Every headline promises fast success. Lose weight in 7 days. Become rich in 30 days. Speak English fluently in 1 month. And somewhere, deep inside you, something feels wrong about these promises, because you have tried shortcuts before, and they did not work. Here is the truth that successful people know, the truth that history proves again and again. Nothing is free. Not real success, not real skill, not real fluency, not real confidence, not real happiness. Everything worth having in this life has a price, and that price is not money, it is not luck, it is not talent, it is work. Hard work, consistent work, work that continues on the days when you feel motivated and on the days when you do not. Work that continues when people believe in you and when they do not. Work that continues when results are visible and when they are completely invisible. Today in English Zone, we have a story about a young man who believed in shortcuts and discovered through pain, through failure, through loss, that nothing is free, and that the moment he accepted this truth, everything changed. This story will teach you English, and it will teach you something much more important than English. It will remind you of something you already know, but may have forgotten. Stay with me. Every word of this story matters. Tariq was 22 years old. He was tall, with dark eyes and a restless energy. He grew up in a small house with his mother, his father, and his younger sister, Nadia. The family did not have much money, but they had warmth, they had love, and they had each other. Tariq's father was a carpenter. He woke up every morning at 5 o'clock. He worked with his hands all day. He came home tired, with sawdust on his clothes and quiet pride in his eyes. He never complained. He never asked for shortcuts. He simply worked every single day for 30 years. But Tariq was different from his father. Tariq was impatient. He wanted things fast. He looked at his father's life and thought, I do not want to work that hard for that long. There must be a better way. He believed, truly believed, that smart people did not have to work the way his father worked. Smart people found easier paths, faster paths. Tariq believed he was smart enough to find those paths. The word is impatient. Impatient means unable to wait calmly, wanting things to happen now without delay. For example, he was impatient with the process of learning. He wanted results immediately, without the slow work in between. Tariq was deeply impatient, and impatience, as he would discover, is one of the most expensive qualities a person can have. At university, Tariq studied business. He was not a bad student, but he was an inconsistent one. He worked hard when exams were close. He relaxed when they were far away. He looked for tricks to pass tests without fully understanding the material. He looked for ways to impress professors without doing all the reading. He found those ways. He passed his exams. He graduated. And he carried into his adult life the belief that had never truly been tested yet. The belief that shortcuts work, that results come without full effort, that the gap between wanting and having could be crossed quickly. After university, Tariq got a job at a small trading company. His manager was a woman named Mrs. Farooq. She was strict, experienced, unimpressed by appearances. She cared only about one thing: results. Real, consistent, earned results. In his first month, Tariq worked hard. He was eager to impress. He arrived early.
He stayed late. Mrs. Farouk noticed. "Good start," she told him. Tariq felt proud. In his second month, he relaxed. He thought, "I have already impressed her. I can slow down now." His work became inconsistent. Some days brilliant, some days careless. The word is inconsistent. Inconsistent means not always behaving the same way, sometimes good, sometimes not, without a steady standard. For example, his performance was inconsistent. Some weeks he was excellent, other weeks he was careless, and nobody could predict which version would appear. Mrs. Farouk noticed the inconsistency immediately. She said nothing. She simply watched and waited. 3 months into the job, the company had an important project, a large client, a valuable contract. Mrs. Farouk assigned it to Tariq and an older colleague named Bashir. Bashir was 40 years old. He was not flashy. He was not exciting. He did not arrive at meetings with big ideas and confident speeches. He just worked, quietly, carefully, completely, every day. Tariq handled his part of the project casually. He did enough, not everything, just enough. He spent hours thinking about the reward at the end, the success, the praise, the promotion. He thought about the destination. He almost forgot about the journey. Bashir handled his part differently. He checked every detail. He arrived early for every meeting. He asked questions when he was unsure. He redid work when it was not good enough. He never thought about shortcuts. He just worked. When the project was presented to the client, Tariq's section had errors, small errors, but errors.
The client noticed. Mrs. Farouk noticed. Bashir's section had none. After the meeting, Mrs. Farouk called Tariq into her office. She sat down. She looked at him calmly, and she said 7 words. "Your work reflects what you put in." That was all. She did not shout. She did not lecture. 7 words. And Tariq nodded and left. But those 7 words did not leave him. They stayed, following him home, following him to sleep, following him into the next day. Your work reflects what you put in. 6 months later, Tariq made the biggest mistake of his life. A friend came to him with an opportunity, a business opportunity. "Invest this money," the friend said. "In 3 months, I will triple it. No work needed. Just invest and wait." Tariq knew, somewhere inside, that this sounded wrong. He had heard warnings about opportunities like this. His father had told him once, "Son, if something offers great reward without great effort, walk away." But Tariq did not walk away, because it promised something he had always wanted, a big reward, fast, without the slow, hard, unglamorous work. The word is unglamorous. Unglamorous means not exciting or impressive, ordinary, without the shine of success. For example, the unglamorous daily work of waking up early and practicing consistently was exactly what most people avoided and exactly what created real results. Tariq invested his savings, all of it. Money he had saved slowly over 2 years, every extra rial, every extra rupee, every extra note, all of it, into the shortcut. 3 months passed, then 4. His friend stopped answering his calls. Then 5 months, nothing. Then one morning, a short message. "I am sorry, the investment failed. The money is gone." Tariq sat in his small room. He looked at his phone. He read the message 3 times. The money was gone. 2 years of saving, gone in 3 months.
through a shortcut that promised everything and delivered nothing. He did not tell his father immediately. He could not. The shame was too heavy. He sat with it alone for 3 days. 3 days of silence. 3 days of replaying every decision, every warning he had ignored, every shortcut he had chosen, every moment of impatience that had cost him something. And on the 3rd night, sitting alone in the dark, something happened. Not a dramatic moment, not a sudden flash of inspiration, something quieter, a simple, painful, completely honest thought. I did this to myself, not the friend, not bad luck, not the world. Himself, his own impatience, his own desire for something fast and free, his own refusal to believe what his father had shown him every single day of his life, that nothing, truly nothing worth having, is free. That night, Tariq walked to his father's workshop. His father was still there, even at 9 in the evening, working on a cabinet, sanding the wood slowly, carefully, patiently, as if the wood deserved his full attention, as if the work itself was the reward. Tariq stood at the door and watched. His father looked up. He saw his son's face. He put down the sandpaper. He did not ask what happened. He simply said, "Come in, son. Sit down." And Tariq sat, and for the first time in years, he was completely still. No rush, no plans.
No shortcuts, just a son sitting with his father in a workshop that smelled of wood and honest work. Dear learner, this story is for you because you are in a journey too, a journey that requires the same thing Tariq had to learn: patience, consistency, the willingness to do the work even when results feel slow. Before we continue this story, I have one small request. Write in the comments one honest sentence. Tell me, what is one thing in your life that you are working hard for right now? Your English, your career, your family, your dreams. Write it, in English, one sentence. That small act, that honest sentence, is itself a form of hard work. And hard work is exactly what today's story is about. Also, if you have not subscribed to English Zone yet, please do it right now. Press the subscribe button, press the bell, because every week we bring you stories like this. Stories that teach you English and stories that remind you of something important about life. This channel is built for people who are serious, who refuse shortcuts, who show up every single day. Subscribe and let us continue. That night in the workshop, Tariq's father told him something. He did not tell him it was okay. He did not tell him it would all work out easily. He said, "You lost money. Money can come back, but only through work. Slow, honest, consistent work. There is no other way. I have known this my whole life, and now you know it too." Tariq nodded. "How do you do it, Baba?" he asked. "How do you work like this every day without getting tired of it, without wanting something faster?" His father was quiet for a moment. He picked up a small piece of finished wood, smooth, perfect. He held it toward Tariq. "Feel this," he said. Tariq ran his fingers over the wood. It was perfectly smooth, not a rough edge anywhere.
"How long did this take?" Tariq asked. 4 hours, said his father. "Just sanding." Tariq looked at him. 4 hours of sanding? "Yes," said his father. "And those 4 hours are in there, inside the wood. You can feel them when you touch it. That smoothness is not luck. It is not talent. It is 4 hours of patience." The word is patience. Patience means the ability to wait calmly, to continue working without rushing, even when results are slow. For example, the master craftsman's work was not just skill, it was patience, Hours and years of careful, unhurried effort that could be felt in every surface. Tariq held the wood for a long time, feeling the 4 hours inside it, feeling what patience looked like, not as a concept, but as a physical, touchable thing. The next morning, Tariq did something he had never done before. He woke up at 5 o'clock, not because he had to, because he chose to. He went to work early. He sat at his desk before anyone else arrived. He opened his files, and he started working, not thinking about the reward at the end, not thinking about the promotion, not thinking about impressing Mrs. Farooq, just working, task by task, carefully, completely, as if each task deserved his full attention, as if the work itself was the reward. It was uncomfortable at first, because real work, full, honest, unhurried work, is uncomfortable at first. It does not have the excitement of a shortcut. It does not have the thrill of a promise. It has only one thing: progress. Slow, invisible, real progress. The word is progress. Progress means moving forward, getting better, improving over time even if the improvement is small. For example, she could not always see her progress, but she trusted it, because every day of honest effort was adding something permanent. Day by day, Tariq progressed, slowly, without drama, without shortcuts, without expecting results too soon. I want to stop the story for a moment, because I want to talk about something important, something that people misunderstand about hard work. When people say work hard, most people imagine something dramatic.
Staying up all night, sacrificing everything, suffering gloriously. But that is not what real hard work looks like. Real hard work is quieter than that. Real hard work is ordinary. It is waking up when you do not want to. It is continuing when you are bored. It is returning to something after you have failed at it. It is doing the task in front of you fully and carefully, even when no one is watching, even when no one is praising you, even when results seem impossibly far away. The word is discipline. Discipline means the ability to make yourself do what is necessary even when you do not feel like it, through structure, habit, and commitment rather than motivation. For example, motivation brought her to the study table. Discipline kept her there when motivation disappeared. Most people confuse motivation with discipline. Motivation is a feeling. It comes, it goes. Some mornings you wake up feeling motivated to practice English. Some mornings you do not. If you only work when you feel motivated, your progress will be inconsistent, unpredictable, like Tariq in his early months. But discipline is different. Discipline does not need a feeling. Discipline is a decision, a repeated decision, made again and again, even on the hard days, especially on the hard days. Pause. Think about a farmer. A farmer does not water crops only when they feel inspired. A farmer does not plant seeds only when they feel motivated. A farmer follows a routine, every morning, every season, whether it rains or shines, whether they feel energetic or tired, whether the harvest seems close or impossibly far. Because the farmer understands something deeply. The harvest does not care about feelings. The harvest responds to work, consistent, patient, disciplined work. Pause. Your English is your harvest. Your fluency is your harvest. Your career, your goals, your dreams, all of it a harvest. And all of it responds to one thing: consistent, patient, daily work. Not shortcuts, not bursts of effort followed by long rests, just work. Ordinary, unglamorous, powerful work every single day. The word is consistent. Consistent means doing something regularly at the same standard without stopping or changing. For example, she was not the most talented learner in the group, but she was the most consistent, and consistency is what won. Here is something I need to say to you directly, because I know some of you are feeling it right now. Some of you have been working hard, for weeks, for months, maybe for years, and you cannot see the progress. You feel stuck. You feel like nothing is changing. You feel like your hard work is disappearing into a hole. And a small, frightening thought keeps appearing. Maybe it is not working. Maybe I should stop. Maybe I am wasting my time. I want to tell you something about that feeling. That feeling is not evidence that you are failing. That feeling is evidence that you are in the most important phase of any long journey, the invisible phase. The word is invisible. Invisible means impossible to see, not visible to the eye. For example, most of her growth during those months was invisible, happening beneath the surface, building slowly, until suddenly it was not invisible anymore. The invisible phase is when the most important work is happening, below the surface, inside you, where no one can see it, not even you. Think about an iceberg. You see the top, a small visible piece of ice above the water, but beneath the water, invisible, is 90% of the iceberg, massive, dense, permanent, built over years. The visible success you see in other people is just the top of their iceberg. Below the surface, invisible, are the years of invisible work, the early mornings nobody saw, the failures nobody posted about, the days of doubt that they pushed through alone, the practice sessions that produced no visible results for months. All of that is the invisible phase, and every person who achieved something real went through it. Tariq went through it. For 4 months after his decision to change, he worked hard every day. And for 4 months, almost nothing visible happened. His salary did not increase. His position did not change. Mrs. Farrick said nothing special. He just worked and worked and worked. And some evenings, he came home and sat with his father and said, "Baba, nothing is changing." And his father would say, "How do you know?" And Tariq would say, "Because I cannot see anything different." And his father would say, "You cannot see the roots growing, but they are growing." In the 5th month, something small happened. Mrs. Farrick gave Tariq a small extra assignment, a client report. Nothing dramatic, but it was the first time she had trusted him with something extra. In the 6th month, she included him in a senior meeting. In the 7th month, she mentioned his name positively to the company director. The roots were growing, slowly, invisibly, and then, suddenly, visibly. The word is perseverance. Perseverance means continuing to work toward something despite difficulty, slow progress, or failure. For example, it was not his intelligence or his talent that changed his career. It was his perseverance, his willingness to keep going when results were invisible. Perseverance is the bridge between invisible work and visible results. Most people quit before they cross that bridge. The ones who do not quit, they cross it, and on the other side, they find everything they worked for. One evening, Tariq's younger sister Nadia came to him. She was 18 years old. She was preparing for her university entrance exams. She had been studying for months, but the exams were approaching, and she was afraid. She sat beside Tariq and said, "I am so tired. I've been studying every day. I don't know if I'm good enough. What if I fail? What if all this work means nothing?" Tariq looked at his sister. He saw himself in her words. He saw the fear, the doubt, the desperate wish for a guarantee, for a shortcut that would skip the uncertainty. He thought for a moment,
Then he said,
Nadia, do you remember Baba's cabinet? The one he finished last year, the big one in the living room. Nadia nodded. Yes, it is beautiful. Do you know how long it took him? No. 6 months. He worked on it every evening after his regular work for 6 months. Do you know what he told me about it? Nadia shook her head. He said, the hours are inside the wood. You can feel them when you touch it. The smoothness is not luck. It is not talent. It is patience. Tariq looked at her gently. Your studying is the same, Nadia. Every hour you have put into those books, it is inside you now. You carry it. Even if you cannot feel it, even if you are afraid, the work is there. It does not disappear. Nadia was quiet. But what if I fail? She asked. Tariq smiled. Not a dismissive smile, a knowing one. Then you will learn something, and you will try again, and the work you did this time will not be wasted. It will be the foundation for the next attempt. The word is foundation. A foundation is the base on which something is built. In life, it means the work and experience that supports everything that comes after. For example, the years of struggle were not wasted. They were the foundation. Without them, the success that followed would have nothing to stand on. Nadia took her exams. She was nervous. She made some mistakes. She left the examination hall not knowing the result, but she had done the work, completely, without shortcuts, and she carried that truth with her as she waited. 6 weeks later, she passed. Not with the highest score in her city, but with scores good enough for the university she had dreamed of. She called Tariq first, and when he heard her voice, happy and disbelieving, he felt something he had not felt in a long time. Pride. Not pride in himself, pride in her work, in her perseverance, in her refusal to give up when the invisible phase felt endless. That evening, the family sat together, his father, his mother, Nadia, Tariq. A simple meal, a simple table, but something warm and large in the room, something that shortcuts cannot buy, cannot fake.
Cannot rush. The quiet, deep satisfaction of earned success. The word is satisfaction. Satisfaction means a feeling of contentment and pleasure that comes from achieving something through genuine effort. For example, the satisfaction she felt was different from ordinary happiness. It was deep and permanent because it had been earned. A year after his worst moment, after losing his savings, after sitting in his father's workshop in the dark, Tariq looked at his life, and he saw something he had not expected to see. Not a dramatic transformation, not sudden wealth, not a headline, just a better version of himself, a more patient man, a more careful worker, a person whose colleagues trusted him, a person whose manager respected him, a person who no longer looked for shortcuts. Not because shortcuts were impossible, but because he now understood something about shortcuts that he had not understood before. Shortcuts reach the destination, but they skip the journey, and the journey is where everything important happens. The journey is where character is built. The journey is where skill is developed. The journey is where confidence, real confidence, is earned. Not given, not bought, earned. The word is character. Character means the collection of qualities that make a person who they are. Their values, their honesty, their resilience, their integrity. For example, the years of difficulty had not broken him. They had built his character. He was stronger, more patient, and more honest than the young man who had arrived looking for shortcuts. Shortcuts reach the destination, but they do not build character. They do not build skill. They do not build the quiet, unshakable confidence of someone who knows exactly what they are capable of. Because that confidence only comes from one source: having done the work, having faced the difficulty, having continued when you wanted to stop, having arrived not by luck, but by choice, by consistent, daily, humble, honest choice. Tariq had lost money. He had felt shame. He had sat in the dark. And from that darkness, slowly, invisibly, then visibly, he had built something real. Not a shortcut, a life. Nothing is free.
Not success, not skill, not fluency, not character, not the kind of life that feels genuinely yours. Everything has a price, and the price is not money. The price is work. Patient, consistent, daily, humble work. Dear learner, you are on a journey right now, the journey of learning English. And maybe some days it feels like Tariq felt in those long, invisible months, like nothing is changing, like the work is disappearing, like everyone around you is moving faster, like maybe you should try a different shortcut, a different method, a different app. I want to say something to you directly. Do not chase the shortcut. Do not abandon your consistent work for a promise of fast results, because your work is not disappearing. It is going somewhere, into you, into your mind, into your vocabulary, into your speaking ability, into your confidence, into your understanding, all of it accumulating quietly, invisibly. The English you practice today is not wasted. The sentence you speak imperfectly today is not wasted. The word you struggled to retrieve today is not wasted. All of it goes into your foundation. And one day, not as far away as it feels right now, that foundation will hold something real, something you built, something nobody can take from you, because you did not receive it. You earned it. Tariq's father said, "The hours are inside the wood." Your hours are inside your English. Every lesson you watched, every word you studied, every sentence you bravely attempted, every moment you chose to continue instead of stop, all of it is inside you.
Smoothing the surface, building the strength, preparing the voice. Trust the work, trust the process, trust the invisible phase, and never, never stop. Before we close today, let us review the important words from this story. Word 1. Impatient. Impatient means unable to wait calmly, wanting results immediately without the time they require. Example: his impatience was his biggest obstacle. He kept abandoning efforts before they had time to produce results. Word 2. Inconsistent. Inconsistent means not always behaving the same way, sometimes excellent, sometimes careless. Example: inconsistent effort produces inconsistent results. The real power is in showing up the same way every day.
Word 3. Unglamorous. Unglamorous means not exciting or impressive, ordinary, without shine. Example: the unglamorous daily practice, quiet, unnoticed, repetitive, was exactly what created her remarkable results. Word 4. Patience. Patience means the ability to wait calmly and continue working without rushing. Example: his patience was not passive, it was active. He worked every day and trusted that the results would come. Word 5. Progress. Progress means moving forward and improving over time, even slowly. Example: she could not always see her progress, but she trusted it was happening beneath the surface.
Word 6. Discipline. Discipline means doing what is necessary even when motivation is absent. Example: motivation started her journey. Discipline continued it, day after day, whether she felt like it or not. Word 7. Consistent. Consistent means doing something regularly at the same standard without stopping. Example: she was not the fastest learner, but she was the most consistent, and that made all the difference. Word 8. Invisible. Invisible means impossible to see, not yet apparent. Example: for months his growth was invisible, but it was real, and eventually it became impossible to ignore. Word 9. Perseverance. Perseverance means continuing despite difficulty, slow progress, or failure. Example: it was not talent that brought her to fluency. It was perseverance, the quiet decision to never stop.
Word 10. Foundation. A foundation is the base on which something is built, the work that supports everything that follows. Example: every difficult month was part of the foundation, and when the success finally came, it stood on something solid. Word 11. Satisfaction. Satisfaction means the deep contentment that comes from achieving something through genuine effort. Example: the satisfaction of earned success is different from everything else, deeper, quieter, and permanent. Word 12. Character. Character means the qualities that define who a person truly is, their values, resilience, and integrity. Example: the years of struggle did not break him. They built his character into something that could not be shaken. We have reached the end of today's story.
We have reached the end of today's story, and I want to say something simple, something honest. I am proud of you. Not because you are perfect, not because your English is flawless, but because you are here. You chose to spend this time learning. You chose to listen. You chose to continue. That choice, repeated every day, is hard work. And hard work is the most honest thing there is. Let me remind you of everything today taught us. Nothing worth having is free. Not success, not skill, not fluency. The price is consistent, patient, daily work. Shortcuts reach destinations, but skip the journey. And the journey is where everything important is built.
The invisible phase is real. Your work is not disappearing. It is accumulating beneath the surface. Discipline is more reliable than motivation. Build habits, not feelings. Perseverance is the bridge between invisible work and visible results. Most people quit before they cross it. Do not be most people. And the hours, every single hour of honest effort, are inside the work. You can feel them. Other people can feel them too. Now, my 2 requests. First, the comment challenge. Write 1 sentence in the comments right now. Finish this sentence in English. I am working hard right now because blank. Your English, your family, your dream, your career. Whatever it is, write it. 1 honest English sentence. That comment is your declaration, your commitment to the work, to yourself. Write it now. Second, subscribe to English Zone. If this story moved you today, if this lesson reminded you of something important, then this channel belongs in your life. Every week, a new story, a new lesson, English that teaches you language, and stories that teach you life. Press subscribe.
Press the bell, and we will see you next week. Nothing is free, but everything is possible. Through work, through patience, through the decision made every morning to continue. Keep going, dear learner. The harvest is coming. We will see you in the next lesson. Goodbye. Finish this sentence. I am working hard because... Subscribe to English Zone. New story every week.